the instrument. One of the experiments was playing this, just the drone. It's called the drone. And I could visually see, and I was convinced that no wonder I like music. You know, it was like this sort of scientific moment. So the experiment involved testing different brains with different sounds. One of the sounds was the drone. Another sound was, believe it or not, Led Zeppelin's, one of the songs of Led Zeppelin, one song of the Beatles. Just wanted to see, I was curious to see what really happens. And it was incredible. Really enjoyed seeing what happened, and I was convinced that no wonder music is so powerful, because it directly hits all parts of the brain, not just one. So when it comes to chanting, chanting is a practice I have done since I was little. Nobody told me it was chanting. It was organic, you know, it was part of who I was when we were growing up. Like, and in India, the power used to go out almost every day in the evenings. So 6 to 7, the moment it went off, we would just sit in our living room and chant. So, you know, that's my memory of sitting and just chanting in the dark. So it was very organic. And nobody said sit and chant. It was just like it just came on. Yeah, so after that I came to the States, did my master's, PhD, and then I worked in a startup for 7 years. And I was very disillusioned by the pharmaceutical industry. And worked, always had my music practice. So I was performing in New York. I moved to the Bay Area. My God, I feel like I'm just such a long story. But music has been like the single most reason and the thing that it has kept me stable. So I can confidently say that without it, I would be all over the place. So then I started a school for kids while I was working as a consultant, and the school picked up. It grew from 3 kids to 4 kids in the neighborhood to 75 kids over 4 years without me doing anything. People would just come, and I was like, wow, what is going on? And it was just like singing with kids. So then I quit my job, became a lot poorer in terms of you know what I mean, but so much more richer in terms of my everyday experience.
Yes.
And ever since I've done that, I've met the most amazing people, such as you guys, and just things have just happened. So now I run a girls' choir, and I have a school called Mukti Music. Mukti means liberation. That's the name of my school in Sanskrit. And that just goes to say, it's my way of saying that music can liberate us. So yeah, and then chanting in the West, for those of you who don't know, has been popularized by Krishna Das. If you've not heard of him, you can check him out. Have you heard of him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it goes to show that it's universal. It's, you know, you don't have to be from a certain place. Like, he is, you know, born in the US, found his home in India, and when he chants, it just pierces my heart, as opposed to even somebody who's grown up in India. So it really doesn't matter. It's just about where your heart is. Opening your heart, basically. We always say open your mind, but open your heart and just things fall into place. So the chant works in a way that we chant, and every time our mind wanders, the chant kind of brings us back to the center. And that's as simple as it is. However, you have to let go. So it's one of those things that you really can't think while doing. It's like this should open and this should just let go. So, any questions?